So, to make crabapple butter, you have to find some crab apples. And I walked by this tree earlier. And so I've come back to pick. Yeah, they're not great, but they'll do. I don't know what I'm doing, so it's okay. Oh, the bag's inside out. Yeah, you just kind of, I don't know how many I'm going to make, but I've got a decent amount of crab apples. I always come back later. But, gotta watch out. And there's a whole bunch on the tree, too. So I guess usually where you pick apples from. Oh, here's a bunch. Anyway, yeah, just look around your neighborhood. There's always the possibility of crab apples. Alright. So, because I can't measure anything, and I found that there's a lot of different water to apple ratios, I don't really know how much water to suggest for that many apples. So, I'm just going to get some boiling now. You're not supposed to have that much, but I don't have a good pot for this. So I don't really know how it's going to go. I just want to do one pot full. So yeah, this is improvised. I don't even have a scale. It's usually, they weigh the apples to see how many you have, but I can't even do that. So, that's probably enough water. Alright. So, you should wash your apples, especially if you found them on the ground. If they're kind of icky, you should process them in some way, too. I have to cut them all, too, but this is just, I'm just going to wash a few. I don't know how many are going to fit in the pot, so I don't want to go overboard. But here's the spider web that formed. I guess either due to sick negligence or just because there's a lot of fruit flies, but it doesn't really catch the fruit flies. There's like one or two in there, and there should be a lot more. So, I don't know. There's a spider in it, though. It's not just like a weird cobweb. It was built with an obvious purpose in mind. Anyway, these look like nice crab apples. I don't know if crab apples have varieties the same way regular apples do. But, alright, wait a second. I'll start cutting them and then I'll just cut off the video until the water's boiling. I think it's supposed to be boiling. Let me just check. Yeah. I think you boil the water first and then put the apples in. I don't really know. So, you want to get, the seeds out. Probably going to need to. This is too tall. Okay. So, I guess you just cut off the sides. Yeah, I guess that's what you do. And you just have to do that with all of them, which is going to take a while. But yeah. Yeah, they're so small, it's going to take forever. Oh well. And then I have to find a way to dispose of them that won't attract even more fruit flies. Actually, I'll probably try to lure the fruit flies outside with a little apple trail or something. I did that yesterday with a banana peel and I think it helped. So yeah, you just gotta take out the impurities or whatever. I don't know if you're supposed to peel them. I hope not. not, because I don't plan on peeling them. And I do have a strainer. I didn't think I had one, so I can probably strain out whatever isn't supposed to be in there. But yeah, it's going to get pretty repetitive for now. It'll get more interesting when the water boils. I'll have to figure stuff out again. So I'll take a break. I think that counts as a simmer. So I'm going to be adding the apples now. They're a little discolored, but I think that's okay. So yeah, I don't really have a good way of putting them in. I gotta do better than that. Okay, wait a second. Okay. Well, so I could do more than one at a time. Alright. So I may have put in too much water. We'll see. There's only supposed to be enough water that they kind of float around. But I figured that was more for pots that were more flat than this one. I figured there's going to be multiple layers of apples in here. I don't know. Okay, so I'll probably put in one or two more without any real issue. So I'll do that. And the only other thing you need to do is cover it and leave it for like 45 minutes. So I'm not going to film that. I'll probably go up and read a book. It's not going to catch on fire or anything. Although I feel guilty about it because this is my pot holder. But whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and watch it do nothing for 45 minutes. So, as part of my fruit fly idea, I wanted to lure them out, but I forgot, and I need to use the sugar soon. So I have to get this set up now. It's not the best place to put it. It's okay though. Okay. Whoops. Alright, so that'll just attract the fruit flies. I'll leave the door open for them. And now we've got a problem. This has been probably at least 45 minutes. It's not really soft yet. A lot of them have retained their form, which wasn't what I was hoping for. Because I have to leave for work in like 40 minutes maybe. And it's supposed to take a while to like, I guess reduce is the word. I know you use reduce when you're making jelly. I'm making something called Crabapple butter, but I don't know why it's called Crabapple butter, because it looks more like a jam. I'm going to call it a compote, because I know my grandma makes that sometimes, and it sounds better than butter. So this is my Crabapple compote. Yeah, you're supposed to drain the water. I don't know. I can just do it anyway. I don't want to be late for work, and I don't think you can just leave this sit in for, however long I'm at work. Okay, wait. Yeah, I was hoping I could just use my usual technique where I hold the top over the pot to drain the water. But that pot actually fits the top so well that I couldn't do it, so I had to use a strainer, which I've been avoiding using because I hate washing these things. Okay, well, still dripping a little. Unfortunately, the screen's fogged up. I'm trying to hold the thing with both hands because it's kind of heavy. Alright, yeah, so this video is going to be a bit foggy now. Alright, I guess I have to find a tripod. Wait a second. So it's still pretty wet. I don't know that I drained all the water. Okay, but that's a good start. So the next part, you have to leave it. It's going to be on a lowish heat, and you have to put the ingredients in. I know we've got cinnamon, because we always had cinnamon. I'm hoping there's some other stuff. Yeah, okay, so let's just start flavoring it. Of course, no measurements, so it's all improvised. I think we have cloves or ginger. Ginger, I think, is... Nope, ginger's not. Alright, I get nutmeg and ginger mixed up sometimes. I don't know what the difference is. So, we might not have anything besides cinnamon then. Right. What's this? Poultry seasoning, that's not going to do it. Alright, yeah, so it's going to be somewhat devoid of flavor. I'll just add more cinnamon, I guess. Yeah, that'll be good. And then sugar. You're supposed to put in a lot of sugar because it's crab apples and they're not very sweet. So, let's see. I guess this can be used as a sugar scoop. Yeah, I'll just put in a lot. You can't really use too much sugar. This is all something I found in the garbage, and I'm going to have to move it when I move. So it'll be good to use up a lot of it. I'll always put in more later if it's not enough. But yeah, that's a good start. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Sugar should absorb some of that extra water, so... Alright, here we go. It's still too lumpy, but it's starting to look like what it's supposed to look like. And you're meant to put this in jars. I only have one jar, and I don't know if I have a top for it. So, that might be an issue. Should taste a little bit just to see if the sugar's okay. Oh. Okay, I think I used too much cinnamon, actually. Yeah, it's easy to get carried away with cinnamon, but whatever, it'll be good. So, I do have a top for the jar, I think. The next step for when you're cooking this is to get your jars ready. This one had flour in it, which kind of goes well with apple. Yeah, this is the top. Alright, but still I'd like to wash it out. I should have left it to rinse, actually. That was kind of dumb that I didn't. Because this is some old school flour. The flour comes off pretty easy if you just get it wet, so it's not going to be too difficult, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, looking better already. I just don't have anything that I can reach in there to scrub it with. Yeah, my hand doesn't fit. That brush won't fit. Yeah, alright, so let it soak for a bit. It's supposed to be on pretty low heat. Sort of low heat, okay. But it's got to evaporate. It's just not supposed to burn. I don't think it's going to burn like this. Anyway, the idea in making all this is that I can either incorporate it into my pancake recipes or put it as like a spread on my pancakes. These are rather bigger than they come out, but this is what I eat for lunch every day. They're not meant to be this big. I don't need to eat all of them. But this is what I take with me to the farm. Yeah, when they're this big, they don't even fit in that damn container properly. I'll probably leave some of this one as extra because I just don't need all of this. Yeah, that's how I prepare lunch. So, ideally, I bring a jar of my crabapple compote with me. And I just kind of bring like a knife or whatever and spread it on this when I eat lunch. Also, an important cooking tradition is this twisted tea. I don't really like it that much, but it's fun to drink a little bit of it at a time. So it's my official cooking drink. There's another one too, but I'll leave that for the people when they come back. I don't like it enough to justify eating it or drinking it. So this is doing okay. I have to get ready for work. I'll come back to it at some point. Okay, so we're just checking if my fruit fly thing works, because I really have to go to work. I didn't give it enough time though, so it's probably not. Well, there's a few. Of course, you never know if they just came from outside or not. So don't know if that was actually successful. Of course, you have to put the stuff in the garbage afterwards, because I mean, the outside garbage will also just want to hang out in your kitchen again. Anyway, it's a nice day. And the compote should be, I mean, not done per se. Oh, and also if you leave the door open, it might just diffuse right back in. I've got a long way to go when it comes to fruit fly control. Also, you gotta rinse this off because all the apple juice they're really impossible. I hate fruit flies. They're just, also all the apple stuff in the sink is probably going to be a problem. I don't know if you should put a wet top on top of your sugar, but whatever. In a bit of a hurry. Let's see. Yeah, so this is still kind of floury, but I wanted to bring this with me to lunch. So I'm going to fill up the jar. My backpack's already kind of heavy today. This is going to be a tough one. This doesn't quite fit. Wow, I didn't spill it. Okay, I just have to keep on doing this now, though. It's going to be difficult every time. If I could fit the whole thing in here, that would be convenient, but I wasn't expecting it. Doesn't look like it's going to work out that way. This is way too chunky. You shouldn't have full apple chunks in there. But I'm going to refine the recipe. I'm going to go out and harvest again at some point. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to go through this, though, so I might not do more than, like, one more iteration of it. Don't know what time it is. I usually leave at 8:40. I should check that, actually. Alright, I'm good. I guess I'll have enough time to finish putting all this away. So that's good. It's not really worth being late to work just over cooking your compote a little bit better. I don't think it was going to get much better than this anyway. It was kind of off from the start. Actually, wait, I'm not going to be able to fit it all. I'll just say that this is good enough. Just have to wash this. Let me taste it though. It's good. I guess the whole idea is you don't want it to taste like crab apples at the end. You want it to taste like regular apples, and it does. So I've got a tasty apple spread. It's pretty hot and pretty heavy, but if I could just leave it at work, that would be nice. Might reflect poorly on me as a person if they knew it was mine, though. Also, I hope glass can handle hot things. This is pretty hot. Alright, I'm just gonna clean up now. It's nothing too crazy.